Hello, everyone. This is Drea from Gigs by Drea. And this is my first official YouTube video, which I've delayed long enough. And so I spent time really thinking of the format and the delivery and the purpose and the frequency of my posting and what my intent is and what I want to do. What's my purpose? So I'm already a songwriter. I've been writing songs for over 20 years now. And a part of that journey was discovering how to get songs produced and published and released, and just thinking of like my vision for my music because it's beyond entertainment and it's beyond profit and it's way beyond a hobby. So I know a lot of people have this gift, and some desire this gift, and some of us it was just kind of given to us, and but you can work to perfect it and get better. And so for me, this is not my primary career. I would say it's a purpose, it's a talent. I don't want to waste it. I do have another profession, but I realized the way that I received the gift and the way it naturally developed and what came out of it as I would write more because of different life experiences and things was going through. And I realized that when I would write and what would motivate me to write and inspire me to write. And typically it was life. It was just life. A lot of my situations, a lot of things I may have been going through at the time, things in the past involving relationships, involving, life challenges, involving, healing and dealing with certain traumatic experiences, involving spirituality and faith. And I just realized over the years, which I started writing in 2004, and over the years, I've just seen the direction that my writing is going to. And it's really about healing. It's really about healing. And it's really about inspiration and motivation and encouragement. And, music is really good for the soul. So my goal with music is to be positive, and we have enough negativity in the world. And to get across messages with a meaning, with a theme, with a ending, if you will, if a testimony, a story, like there's a purpose. So if there is some underlying deep message that could be about pain or disappointment or hurt, that by the end of the song, there's a positive ending, things turned around. So not all faith based, even though that is the foundation of my music, my faith, but also just experiences and the hurdles we face and the trials we face and the things we overcome. And, just getting from that pain and, getting in the passion of it all and the purpose and like just achieving like your greatest self and the struggle to all of that. But in the meantime, what's going to motivate you to get through that? Like, what is your outlet? And a lot of people like music, especially just across the world. So I wanted to start my first video by giving a little bit of a testimony because I realized over the years people are kind of numb to certain things. So if you're not really into lyrics, you may not listen to the words. You may not really listen to the message. Some people like music because of the music, of the instruments, particular instruments. Some people like the vibe and the cadence and the melody. Some people really listen to the words and the message. So let me say, this is my audience. My target audience for Gigs Music Productions, which is my production company. A subset of that is myself, Drea, Gigs by Drea, as the writer, as the lyricist, um, and Drea as the owner, as the CEO. There's another part of the vision to Gigs, but also in my journey to understand music production and publishing and all those things that go along with it, I kind of had to create an artist version of myself as a part of my own just training which developed kind of a little bit, I have a decent vocal ability. It's getting better. But ultimately, because I create original lyrics with original melodies, but I'm not a musician. I don't play any instruments, but I hear music. So I literally just get lyrics and melodies when they come to me structured like a song. I've taken no classes, I've done no music studies. That's why I know it's a gift. That's why I don't want to waste it or take it for granted. And I created a structure and a format, which typically is the way songs are written. Really, structured songwriting is kind of my specialty. And with a lot of I have a lot of catchiness, things you can commit to memory. You can sing along, but I want you to catch it in your soul. So I don't overcomplicate words. Sometimes I don't go too deep with the message because I want to leave it broad enough for people to relate. And I don't need amazing vocal ability with all kind of range and notes and vibrato, because importantly, I really write my songs so most people can sing along in their singing voice. Because when you sing along and the words really resonate with you, it gets in your soul, it uplifts your soul. So that's kind of my style. I can get complicated, I can get specific, but ultimately I'm a storyteller, and I try to do it in a way where most people can relate. And it could be multiple experiences, but you can relate. So that's kind of the way I structure my songs. And I realized it's not for entertainment purposes. It never was for me because I didn't even desire this gift. I didn't ask for this gift. That's where my faith took me when I really intently wanted to know what I could do, what else I could do to be a contribution to, the world and, a positive light. And I started writing. So I want to just, in this video, and I want to be mindful of time. I've been processing attention spans. Uh, Typically, I said I would try to keep the videos to 15 minutes, no, maybe 30. I would say no more than an hour. And I'm going to try to find a way to structure it so people can prepare properly when they come to my channel. So I have released some projects. I do have some releases on Gigs by Drea on this channel where I'm singing. I also have my production company, Gigs Music Production LLC, where I released kind of compilation projects where there's multiple artists. So it's not really about the individual, it's about the entire project and the theme of the project and the message of the project. And I have more of that coming up. So just a little background, what inspired me to write songs. I just got to a place in my 20s where I just really was asking, like, what is my purpose and why am I here? Always thought I knew, but at that moment, I questioned it. And when I asked, one of the things that just poured out of me was songwriting. It was like my questions were being answered through my songs. And then I realized things I went through was coming through my songs. And then even maybe some painful things, regarding love, relationships, just normal things you go through, family dynamics, desire for success and attaining goals, just life experiences were just coming through my songs. It was like an outlet, a creative outlet of expression, but I realized other people can relate. But they were so deep to me. So it wasn't that 3 minutes, that 5 minutes. This was not just some words. This is like a deep introspective reflection of something I experienced. And this song helped me go through it. I've written songs on the fly because I was hurt. I was upset. I needed an outlet. I remember being frustrated at different employers, and I would just go in my car and write. I would be on my way home from work and write. Go through a situation, a disappointment, and write about it. Um, a relationship issue, write about it. Hopes of the future, things I'm waiting for, even dreams I had, and I would just write about it. So ultimately, I realized above a hobby, above um, entertainment, even above profit, there's levels to my writing. So inspiration, encouragement, healing, healing. And so music can be very good for the soul. So I want to be responsible with my gift, and I want to use it to be a light. And that's how I choose to use my gift. That's how I use it. So I want it to be positive, and I want it to cover a range of emotions. I kind of like matching emotions. Me, when I pick a particular song I want to listen to, like I match my mood. So I write all different moods. So just a summary, I started writing songs in 2004 after just, a life journey and kind of like, why am I here? And what's my purpose? And that did lead into a journey to help me understand where I was going with my life as far as future plans as it related to business, marriage, things I would do for my community, things I would do for the world, things I would do for the kingdom as it relates to my faith and being a light. And that's where it started. And so since then, and I'm glad I'm ahead of AI, because I know you can just jump on AI and say, write me a song. So I'm ahead of AI because to date, I've written over 400 songs. And I do a work in progress. If I have a very, a good idea from like a chorus to a couple verses or whatever, I started this work in progress folder years ago. And that's over 200. I'm approaching 700 songs, between about 450 complete songs and then the rest work in progress. And even the work in progress, I leave space for collaboration. And so, and it's nothing I can turn on, turn off. I write songs. They just flow from me, depending on what I'm going through. And so other than just releasing gigs, songs, I would love to, work with other artists. I would love to get into licensing for special projects, film, which I did have the pleasure of writing a song for a short film that a girlfriend at the time was, a friend of mine was working on. And so just, reading the script and working with her vision for the song and, executive producing it and getting the melody together and everything. Um, and, working around, she had a hook, a rap hook. So, kind of helping her with the cadence of that and working around that and writing the song and directing it. That was a beautiful experience. So I would like to do more of that. And then, submissions for series and things like that. Anything you need music for. And then also, I want a community, eventually songwriters, like just, kind of owning your craft and staying organized, even the management aspect of it, the admin of it, the money part of it, which is another lane I'm in. I won't really get into that there on this video, but the executive planning of it, the budgeting of it, and also not to be a starving artist who puts everything, all their hopes and dreams and finances into music, And so, because we know with this industry, it's not a sure thing. Nothing is a sure thing, but there's other career avenues you can pursue that say, like, if I get this degree, if I get this certificate, if I get this training, there's a good chance I can enter and be successful. Music has a dream element to it. It has a connection element, right place, right time, knowing the right people. So I just started from a place that, hey, I'm just using my gift. Hey, I'm just being responsible. It's a good hobby. It's a good outlet. And then over the years, I learned about production and publishing and royalties and admin part of it and producing. Like I had the honor of meeting a wonderful team of young producers and vocalists and you know instrumentalists and things like that, all the way in Africa, and being able to, I'm here in the US, on the East Coast, and able to collaborate with them. So that was an awesome experience, and I would like more of that.